On 28th of February, I'd like to know what it means to people. Now, the majority of people probably means the same thing, especially in the United Kingdom. End of the month payday. First payday, since like Christmas that you've got a bit of money. January's payday was probably used to pay off your debts that you've incurred over Christmas and New Year. So that's probably what it means to the majority of people. But to small minority of people in the world, in the UK, it means something else. It means Rare Disease Day. Now, what do I mean by rare disease? I don't mean like a disease as in something you can catch. That's not the disease we're talking about here. The Rare Disease Day that we're going to be talking about it's a metabolic disease. It's an inherited condition. And, as a parent of a child with one of these conditions, I don't like to call it a disease. Disease, it sounds like dirty, doesn't it? Something you catch or whatever. I mean, if you as a parent and you took your child somewhere and the person next to you turned around and says, oh yeah, I've got this disease, even though it's a metabolic disease, you'd be like, I don't want my child near them. No, that's not you being nasty, that's because you do not know what this means. Several years ago, I seen like something on the internet, social media, whatever, about Rare Disease Day or Rare Disease Awareness. I wouldn't have paid any attention. I would have just instantly assumed the same thing. It's something you can catch, it's a disease, and that's all I would have. But since now, obviously, it's affected me. It's part of my life, my wife's life, my children's life, everything. My child was obviously diagnosed with one of these rare diseases, rare conditions, rare disorders. And it changed our lives. Changed our lives dramatically a lot. And we've literally gone from, one way of thinking, one attitude towards life, to completely, imagine turning your entire life upside down and having to do it quick, having to do it straight away, to save potentially someone else's life. This is what the reality of it was for us, for me and my wife. And this Rare Disease Day is a way of allowing people to understand how it affects people, parents, children, everything. And I hope that people see this post and then they maybe look at it and they go, okay, well, what conditions that these people have, how does it affect them, and get people to get more understanding and awareness of these rare conditions called diseases. But again, as I say, I don't like to call it a disease, I like to call it a condition, or a disorder. I think for me that's the way it's easier, and a lot of parents are probably the same. So yeah, next time you think, the payday, the end of the month, I'd like people to also think, well, it's also Rare Disease Day. And I just have a little thought of the people who have these diseases, how it affects their lives every day. Thanks for listening.